Welcome to Up Level, Real Health, Real Talk with Dr. Jenna Blasi. I'm Dr. Jenna. I spent years crafting ways to help women thrive, and I want to help you do the same. On this podcast, we dive deep into health at every level, focusing on the mind, the body, and the spirit. This is where real conversations meet transformational wellness. We'll be talking about all the things that truly matter, from nutrition and fitness to lifestyle, mindset, and personal development. Plus, the real deal on managing stress and navigating menopause. So if you're ready to elevate your health journey with authentic, transformative insights, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to Up Level. I am your host, Dr. Jenna, and we are stepping into our final episode of the year, the activation. This is part 2 of what we did last time, and really looking at how do we enter the new year with momentum, already on fire. So many people wait until the new year to activate, and then it just fizzles out. So we're looking at really activating and integrating and setting the intention right now. Okay, so if you're joining me after last week's reflection episode, you have already done the deep work that most people skip. And you have reflected back on the year and you've created clarity by looking honestly at what 2025 was for you. All right, so last week we reflected. If you haven't done that yet, maybe pause, go back, do that episode. We made space. We honored what this year has taught you. But today is part 2. It is activation. This is where we shift from reflection to direction, from what happened this year to who you truly are. Who do you want to step into right now? Who will you be in 2026? All right, this is not a new year, new you. All right, I already talked about how I feel about this. This is true identity work. This is neuroscience and intention. And this is the moment you stop preparing. All right, we can just like prepare. No, this is when we start being. We start being. Because the question is, who do you want to be? And who are you truly? Are you ready to be your full light in this world? All right, there's a lot of things that go on in this world that are painful. And when we stay in our limited selves, we can't bring that light to the world in the same way. Do you want to be your full self? Do you want to be your full potential self, your best self, to bring light to those around you and to like the greater community and the world, right? So today we're going to create your identity for the year ahead, your clear, compelling vision. And I have a whole episode last year on vision. If you feel like you have to go deeper into vision, because that's a whole session in and of itself. So your identity for the year ahead, your clear, compelling vision, your worthy ideal. As Earl Nightingale and Bob Proctor used to say, the definition of success is the progressive realization of your worthy ideal. Right? The progressive realization moving towards that full potential, right? Your ultimate. So we're also going to choose a word of the year and one embodied action that really brings this whole thing together and crystallizes it for you. So by the time the episode ends, you're not just going to hope for a better year. You're going to feel that shift in your body. You're going to declare that 2026 is going to be the year where you have that full transformation starting now. All right, so let's begin. Identity is key. Like this is the truth. Like your brain is going to follow identity. So if you set goals, but your identity is not matching your goal, your brain is following your identity, your self-image, who you think you are. It's the part of you that believes, oh, I'm inconsistent. Oh, I'm a procrastinator. I always fall off. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stuck. Whatever those limiting beliefs are from your past, your nervous system will do everything in its power to keep you in that identity. Your subconscious is operating in that identity, even if you want something better. even if you want something better, because the truth is, the universe responds to who you are, not what you want. If you want something, but you're something different on the inside, it's going to respond to who you truly are. So goals come from our conscious mind. That's where we get to choose. That's where we get to use the higher mental faculties of imagination, of reason, of choosing what we accept, what we reject. You have to choose. You have to decide what's the identity of that person who matches that goal, because goals come from the conscious mind, but your habits, your actions, your reactions come from that subconscious identity. All right. So before we talk goals, for example, we can talk goals first, but like, what's the identity of that person? You have to match that. So your vision is going to feed your philosophy on life. So the vision is, how do you want to live? What is the life that you want to create for yourself, for your family? What is that vision? And then this kind of feeds your philosophy of life. What you believe. Like my mom, sorry to call my mom out, like she goes by Murphy's Law. Anything that can't go wrong will. Like that's part of her creed. That's part of her philosophy. My philosophy is everything happens for a reason. Now, what is yours? Like, I'm not telling you to have my philosophy, but your philosophy is fed by like how you want to live. And so you might need to change some of that philosophy, right? If you want to live in abundance and joy, then if you had the philosophy, for example, that everything that can't go wrong will, we got to change that, right? Because it's not going to match. So you're going to have this big vision, how you want to live. What's the life you want to create for your family? That's going to feed your philosophy. Your philosophy will feed your standards, your true standards. What are you really accepting? What are you tolerating? What are the standards that you can raise, right? Let's up level those standards. And the standards feed our story into our identity. So who are you becoming this year? Because when we set a high goal, it's not even really about the goal. It's about who we have to become to achieve that goal. If you wanted to be a public speaker on a huge stage or do a TED Talk, right? That could be a goal. Who do you have to become to be that person? And then you have to bring that in now, right? So it's not what you want to do. It's not what you want to achieve. Those are pieces, but who is your future self? Who is the future self that's on that stage? Or, I'm just making up something. So if your identity upgrades and you start planting that new identity and really feeling into it and really believing it, your habits will follow, your health will follow, your relationships will follow, your career will follow. And our standards have to match that. Our identity has to match our standards have to match our identity. Because if you tolerate less, then that is your identity. You're someone that tolerates XYZ. So it starts with a decision. Decide first. Decide first. Who do you want to be? What is your vision? Who's the person that achieves that goal? All right. And there's neuroscience behind intention. All right. The moment you choose a clear intention, a coherent internal direction, three things happen neurologically. One, your brain filters distractions differently. So the prefrontal cortex locks into what you care about. Looks for what you care about and locks into it. So if we tell ourselves one thing, but we're really something different, it's going to be mismatched, right? We have to be in alignment. So your brain, once you decide and you set a really clear intention, your brain is going to lock in on that and it's going to filter distractions differently. And then number two, your emotional state then shifts. It shifts. Intention triggers the limbic system. Your emotions begin to align with your direction. If you've truly made a decision, right? An irrevocable, committed decision. This is what I want. This is what I'm going after. This is the life I want to create. This is who I am in this life, bringing the goal to me. I'm already that person. You're already that person giving that TED Talk. Again, I just chose that one example, so I'll stick with it. So intention triggers the emotional system, the limbic system. Your emotions begin to align. This is like emotional priming, if you will. And then number three, your nervous system reorganizes. Your nervous system reorganizes. So your brain wants alignment. Your brain wants coherence. So it starts pulling your thoughts, your choices, your behaviors toward your intention. Everything goes from the formless first into form. This is why people who drift, they get more drift. And this is why people with momentum, have intention. So let me rephrase that in the correct direction. This is why people with intention get momentum. But if you look at anybody with momentum, they're intentional, right? So if you're just kind of like floating along, letting everybody else dictate what you want and everybody else's expectations and not being really clear with your intentions, drift, get more drift. Intention, get momentum. And this is what I'm wanting for all of you and all of us, is to go into the new year with intention. Your intention, your vision, your identity. These are not motivational tools. These are biological activators. They're biological activators, all right? Motivation doesn't last. Biological activation, that's what this episode is about, activation. Okay, so number 2, worthy ideal. This is really the heart of what it's at. Right? To repeat, Bob Proctor, who got this from Earl Nightingale, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. When he used to talk about goals, people would say, he said, it's not about, are you worthy of your goal? Is your goal worthy of you? Our spiritual DNA is perfect. We are infinite. That's who we truly are. And so, is your goal worthy of you, the full you, the bigger idea of you? All right. A worthy ideal. It's that vision of the person that you are actively becoming, creating that life, the version of you who lives in alignment with clarity, with purpose. So your worthy ideal is meaningful. It should stretch you. It's identity based. We've got to have that identity. It's direction giving. It's energizing. It shouldn't be stressful. It shouldn't be overwhelming. It's something that excites you, right? It's meaningful, but it stretches you, because something that doesn't stretch us doesn't really excite us. It doesn't. And so this is not about stress. This is not about overwhelm. All right. This is your guidance. This is your North Star, for lack of a better description, of the year ahead. So ask yourself right now, what is the worthy ideal that I am ready for? It's already in your heart. The desire is there. The desire has been planted there by your higher self, by spirit. What is the worthy ideal? And then I'm going to go towards it. I'm going to bring it to me, because it's already here. It's just a matter of going through the actions, all right? It's not the shoulds. It's not the pressure. It is your worthy ideal. So say it out loud to yourself. Say it in the mirror as your anchor moving into the year. What do you want? Which brings us to vision, future self work. All right. Let's bring this into the body. I want you to imagine yourself 1 year from today. Same date, 1 year later. This is our last episode of the year. End of 2026. Same date, 1 year later. All right, where are you? So see that person? Where is she? How does she move? What is she dressing like? Who is she surrounding herself with? What does her life feel like? What did she commit to? What did she release? What is she proud of? What is no longer part of her identity? Like, really see her in all her glory. Future self-visualization changes behavior, because your brain can't distinguish a vividly imagined future from a real memory. This is why the subconscious, it doesn't know past or present. It doesn't know reality from not reality. Let me rephrase. It only knows present. It doesn't know past. It only knows present, which is why those I am statements are so incredibly powerful. Be very careful how you use your I ams. Are you constantly reinforcing I am unmotivated? I don't even want to say those things. I don't even want to project that. Like, that's your past. I am disciplined. I am worthy. I am calm. I am confident. Like, be very deliberate and intentional with your I am statements, the way you hopefully are when you speak with a child. You are, and then you tell them who you think they are. If you're going to speak like that, let it be something powerful. And because, again, when we speak, so your future self is who you truly are. You're not lying to yourself. Like, I am a world-class public speaker. That is within you. That desire is there. So it's not that you're lying to yourself. You're bringing your future self forward. You're bringing your future self to you because the brain can't distinguish. What you imagine, you get to choose with your conscious mind what you imagine, and then you bring it to you, and your subconscious doesn't know an imagined, vividly imagined future from real memory. And then you actually start to become, you actually start to feel, and then it's just a matter of time before it is true on the outside. So when you repeatedly meet that future version of yourself, your present choices shift to align with her. You start to magnify. Unseen forces in the universe start to align. Whatever is held in the mind, whether it's feared or revered, will actively cloak itself in the most convenient form. And I'm bringing in that quote. I don't have it in front of me, so I hope I said it correctly. But this is where we vividly imagine, and then we start to magnetize everything we want, and unseen forces start to work in our favor to bring to us that which is in alignment. So describe her, write her down, feel her in your chest, your breath, your posture, because she is your evidence. Don't let that naysayer come into your mind. She is your evidence. She is your compass, and she is already inside you. I promise you, she is already inside you. One person can do it, and nobody has anything that you don't have within you. Okay, so vision, the life you want to create, and all of the things, like when you do that future stuff, what vacations is she taking? Who is she surrounded with? What are the smells, the sights? The five senses should only be used to vividly imagine the future you want, not look at what's around you now. Use your five senses in that imagination piece of the life you're creating for yourself, for your family. And then let's choose your word of the year. Not this resolution stuff that falls by the wayside, but a word of the year, because this is emotional frequency. And when our goal is here, it should be a stretch goal, right? It should be above where we are, above our current circumstances. And then we have to get up to the frequency of that. So choose a word, because there's a lot of power in one word. All right. Your word that you choose is the energetic posturing that you're going to practice all year. It's the energetic vibration frequency that you are going to be bringing yourself to continually and being in. So there's so many, but like expand would maybe be a word, right? You're taking bigger swings. Maybe rise. You choose a higher version of yourself daily. Receive. You stop over efforting and open up. Maybe build. You prioritize systems, structure, strength, leadership. Maybe heal, right? You stop abandoning yourself. You stop putting everybody else first. Maybe align. You make decisions from truth, not from fear. Maybe presence, integrity, power. I mean, there's so many different things. Maybe relax. Allow. So again, choose your word. This is not about being perfect. It is about creating a year-long frequency that your brain can learn to return to, and then learn to actually until it becomes automatic, right? This becomes your internal compass, and you keep realigning with it. Now, science backs this up too, why a word works. Most resolutions fail because they're outcome based, but without the real inner change. This is what we work with our program members. They want to release weight, but if it's just about the weight, first of all, if it's just about the weight, there's not a strong enough why there, right? We need a bigger vision. If you released weight, would you be able to hike? Would you be able to get up and down off the floor with your kids, your grandkids? Would you feel good when you look in the mirror instead of starting your day, beating yourself up? Like, what would be different? What is that deeper why? But also, you've got to change the identity. Because if you're like, oh, I want to release weight, I want to lose weight, I like the word release. But who's the identity of that person? The identity of that person, confident, gets up and moves their body, chooses healthy choices, makes better choices to manage stress than eating emotionally. And so most resolutions fail because so what I started to say is, like, our program members that want to release weight, we're working on their identity as well, because so many of whether it's managing stress or releasing weight or eating healthy or making more money, anything, it comes back to our identity. Our identity is going to drive the choices we make and the habits. So I want to lose X number of pounds. I want to stop doing Z. These are outcome based without the real inner change. You have to get underneath and retrain the brain, because your brain changes through identity and emotion. Identity and emotion. So a single word can function like a mental anchor. It directs your focus, prefrontal cortex. It primes your emotional state. That's the limbic system. It reduces overwhelm and decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is real. So if we're really clear and we have a vivid vision and a worthy ideal, a really strong goal that we then are matching our identity to, then we don't have to be caught up in these decisions, because you make every decision from your future self. What would my future self do? Does this expand me or does this contract me? Looking at a decision, will this take me closer to my goal or further away? So it starts to shape your sense of self and just clears that confusion and overwhelm. So in neuroscience, this is what they call attention gating. Whatever you repeatedly give your attention to becomes the filter your brain uses to interpret the world. So we've talked about your reticular activating system. We've talked about what you focus on grows. You are what you think, right? Whatever we repeatedly give our attention to becomes the filter. So if you're pregnant, you notice all the pregnant women. If you're shopping for a red Toyota, you see the red Toyotas everywhere. So set that intention, set that word, set that vision, pay attention to that, give your attention to that. Your brain will start to see more of that and magnetize more of that. But we got to stop saying, oh, I'm fat, oh, debt, I want to release debt. And then the universe hears debt, fat, and brings you more of that. Okay, so the word becomes that filter. So choose a word when you're looking at your intention, your word for the year. Choose a word that elevates you, ideally that grounds you, but aligns with your worthy ideal, supports the future version of you, the true version of you, the infinite version of you. And it feels like truth, not pressure. If it feels like pressure, it's probably somebody else's goal. If it feels like pressure, you're probably letting your limiting beliefs tell you it's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging. Oh my gosh, what am I going to have to give up? What am I going to have to sacrifice? That's all your ego, your subconscious trying to keep you stuck. All right. In your being, it feels like truth. Okay. So now at this point, your word makes sense, because now it's tied to identity, to intention, and to your worthy ideal, to your goal, to what success means to you. So your word of the year is that energetic frequency, that vibration that you keep at the forefront all year long, right? The forefront, meaning you have to practice. We're going to be pulled here. We're going to bring it back. We're going to keep it at the forefront. We're going to keep coming back to it. It is the emotion you come back to. It's the nervous system state that you rehearse, like calm. Got to keep coming back to calm, for example. It's the behavior cue that you anchor into. Last year, my word was presence. And when we're in overwhelm, we're not in the present moment. We're like, oh my gosh, all the things. When we're in anxiety, we're either in the future or the past. Because even anxiety of the present is still worrying about something that hasn't happened yet or that already happened. We're not fully present. So last year, my word was presence. And I just kept coming back to that, because that emotion, the emotion around presence, was calming to me. It was the nervous system state that I kept coming back to. Presence. Maybe gratefulness is your word. So it's the behavior cue that you anchor into, and your word creates resonance. It's emotional priming. It's coherence. This is not small. This is not small. This is not you playing small. It's the frequency that you will live in. Is the frequency that you will live in. All right. Now, here's the step, our final step that makes it real. We got to take action, right? This is like, I joke about like manifesting. Like I live in Sedona and so many people think, I'm just going to sit on my cushion and with $100, $1 million, check posted on the ceiling and it's just going to fall to me. Like we have to have the desire. That's fine. If you want $1 million, write a check for $1 million. You want to be super fit, lean, whatever. You have to have the desire. You have to expect that it's going to happen. Expectation is a huge part of bringing it to you, magnetizing it to you, and you've got to take action. And that's, attention is the mental form of action, right? What you focus on grows, but then we actually have to take embodied action, right? You can want to be fit all you want and feel it and see it, but if you don't get up and move your body, it's not happening. So all powerful transformations, they share these features. A decision starts with a decision, a committed, irrevocable decision. That leads to a feeling of the wish fulfilled, of already having what you want, and then an action. And it's the action that gets the results. So when you decide and you feel into it, you send that feeling, you send that decision out into the universe, you get back those same frequencies. So you'll start to attract things that are in alignment with that, and that leads to results. So you already have the decision, you already have the emotion, and now you choose one aligned action that you're taking within the next 48 hours. Stop waiting, stop procrastinating. Do it now, do it now, do it now. It's so important. We're like, oh, I'll do it in the new year. I'll do this. Like, that is a recipe for more procrastination, kicking the can down the road, more getting to the end of the year and going, oh, I lost more time. All right, start right now. In the next 48 hours, choose one aligned action you're taking within the next 48 hours. Not 6 habits, not a complete overhaul. Okay, one embodied action that matches your identity, right? Your future self, your true self, your worthy ideal, and your word. So just some examples. If your word is expand, maybe it's reaching out for an opportunity you've been avoiding. If your word is strong, maybe it's putting the lifting schedule into your calendar and then making it happen. If your word is aligned, maybe it's saying no to something that you were going to do out of obligation. Maybe your word is steady and it's creating that one simple morning ritual, right? Or consistency. This step is where momentum begins. This is what flips the switch. Stop waiting. Do it now. There is only now. That's all there is. There's a lot that has happened in the world recently. And I was watching my daughter's school. She's in 3rd grade and the school goes up through 8th grade, 1st through 8th. And they were doing their holiday performance singing. And it just struck me how precious. I mean, I know this, of course, but like life is just precious. There is only now. That's all we have. And I felt myself like at moments because of recent events, like slipping into fear, slipping into darkness. And I just anchored onto that love and anchored onto that light because that is what source is. That's our true nature. Our true selves are light and love, and that is all. And we have to bring that in now. Can't be like, oh, can you imagine if you're like, I love you, honey. I'll show you in a week. I'll show you in the new year. In fact, I'm not even going to tell you. Maybe I'll tell you now, but I'm not going to feel it. Right? I was like, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to think it. I'm not going to feel it, or I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take the actions till later. No. That's why everyone says like, hug your loved ones tight. Whatever you want for your life, do it now. There is only now. This is what flips the switch. This is the step where momentum begins. All right? So I didn't mean to bring us down, and I hope I didn't, but this is real. I know we're all battling different things in lives, whether it's, what feels like outer demons or inner demons. Breathe, tap into the light. It's always there. When you're in the darkness, there's light. There's light. You got to believe in it and you got to bring it. We are the light. You are the light. Be the light. All right? You just activated something powerful. An identity shift, a vision, a worthy ideal, a true goal, right? A worthy ideal, a word, and an embodied action. That word should encompass these pieces, right? The identity, the worthy ideal, your North Star direction, right? This is the real work. This is the game-changing work. This is how you end a year with momentum, grounded, but with direction and clarity, and you begin that new one aligned. You don't wait for the new year. You begin it now. It is here. It is here. I hope you feel it, the clarity, the energy, the momentum building inside your body, the quiet knowing in your body that something is different now. Something is different now. My daughter, I'm not going to give too many details, but she faced a recent fear, something she's wanted to do for a while, but has been afraid to, do something on her own. And she was so excited to do it. And she did it. And she woke up this morning and she was so excited. And she said, Mom, I knew I was going to do it. You know how I knew? Because she's tried several times and then sort of gotten scared and stopped. She said, you know how I knew it? You know how knew this time was different? She said, because there was no fear anymore. She had decided that's what she wanted. Now, the fear is sometimes still going to be there, but we're letting it go. It's she knew that quiet knowing in your body that something's different now. Because she set that intention, she saw that goal, she got in alignment with it. You are stepping into the year not with pressure, not with, oh my gosh, a resolution that I hope I don't give up on again, not with a goal that it's going to last a month, maybe two, and then I'm back to old habits. No, release that. That is your past, that's not your future. You are stepping into the year not with pressure, but with purpose. Purpose and with a quiet knowing that something is different now. Not with resolution, but with identity. Not with chaos, but with coherence. This is your year. This is your year of being, becoming, all right? This is your year of becoming who you truly are, and therefore being and stepping into who you are, your future self. She's right here. And I am so honored to be walking beside you. Thank you for joining me. I can't believe this podcast is over a year old and that I missed celebrating it on the 1-year anniversary. But here we are. Thank you for walking beside me. I am honored to be walking beside you, and I will see you in the new year. And trust me, we are just getting started. Happy New Year, happy holidays, all the things. I can't wait to join you again. Feel that fire. Let's do it. See you next time. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Uplevel, Real Health, Real Talk. I hope today's conversation inspired you to take the next step in your health journey, one that nourishes not just your body, but your mind and spirit as well. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you found value in today's episode, please leave a review. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep thriving. And remember, true wellness is a journey, and you are on the right path.